everyone. Thanks once again for tuning in to the channel. So I finally got my issue of Captain America from Endgame. Just like some of you who are probably still waiting, I ordered mine through Sideshow, and if I didn't know any better, I would have assumed that some guy in a rowboat was going across the Atlantic, because it seemed like it took so long for this guy to arrive, but I finally got him. There are a number of people already who have done some reviews, some really good reviews on this figure on YouTube already. So I'm not going to go that route this time. What I'm going to do now is just take this guy, we're going to get him into a number of different poses, because I've seen so many people do poses for this guy, and they've all just been recreations of what has happened in the movies. And so I kind of want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to put him in some specific poses that are unique, and then we'll get some photos, and hopefully that'll satisfy everything for right now. So let's jump right into the posing, and maybe you can get some ideas from what I do. Maybe you can do something with your collection, but hopefully I'll be able to inspire you in doing something a little different. So without further ado, let's jump right in and play around with Cap. Alright, so here we have our first photo, and I guess you could say this is the pose that I have for Captain America. First one, he's on the ground. So I have it set up to where, you know, he's got Thanos behind him. Somewhat of a scene. I mean, everyone's always kind of doing the scene where he's hitting him with the hammer and stuff like that. But I kind of had this little backdrop that I bought a while back. And so I kind of put it on a little board and made it. So this is the first pose that I have for him. And I know that even looking like this, it doesn't look like much. But when you come down here and actually look at the scene that I have it set up on the camera, that's how it looks. And I'd say it looks really good. So we're going to snap the shot, and we're going to see how well it turns out. Alright, and here we have pose number 2. This is kind of, I guess, you'd be considered a museum pose, but with the lighting and everything, it just makes it a lot more dramatic. And usually when I get my figures, I love putting it in this kind of pose and putting with the lighting and everything, because I gotta admit, one of my favorite artists is Alex Ross, and so I like the way he does his art and everything. So I do a lot of my pictures the same, because it just adds to the realism. So this is the pose that I have, and this is how he looks on the camera. So I think that's going to come out really good. So let's snap that photo and see how that looks. Okay, you know what? I think personally that looks so good. I think I'm going to try it one more time, but I'm going to get a closer shot. So I think that looks really, really good. So I think I'm going to snap one shot of that, and we'll see how that turns out. And now I'm going to get another one, because this, one of the other things that happens to this is it makes it a little more dramatic when it gets a little bit darker image. So I'm going to put something behind my light, so that way you can see how it looks there. I think that looks even better. Let's see how that looks. And we're going to do one final pose for the sake of the video. There's obviously going to be more poses that I'm going to upload to my Instagram, which you guys can feel free to go check out. I upload new photos every single day, but I'm using one little stand. I'm using a different stand to kind of hold it up a little bit. So I don't, I mean, if you look at some of my other videos, you'll see that I don't really use Photoshop at all. I like to use just natural things. I use my natural lights that I like to use, and I just have just little setups and stuff with little work as far as editing as possible. So this is how I have my guys set up, and this is how it looks on the camera. I think that's going to come out pretty good. So yeah, let's go ahead and snap this shot and see how it turns out. And there we have it. So thanks again, guys, for checking this out. I am so glad that I finally have this figure after waiting for so long. And thanks once again for checking out the channel. Feel free to again to go check out my Instagram. Like I said, there's hundreds of pictures that I post on there. Pictures that I put every single day. It's always something new. So feel free to subscribe to the channel and also become a follower on my Instagram. I greatly appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.